Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq. Joining me is Brian Chen, co-founder and CEO of Room, to discuss the changing dynamics of the workplace and how organizations like Room are creating innovative solutions that bring people back to work safely and efficiently. Brian, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Brian, and tell us about Room. The company has been around well before COVID-19. What trends were in place prior to the pandemic, and were they accelerated as a result of it?
Yeah, absolutely. So Room is a company where we make modular architectural products. Our first product was a soundproof phone booth that ships flat to offices, assembles on site. And the trend before the pandemic that we were really addressing was open floor plan offices, too much noise, lack of privacy. Now that the pandemic has hit and people have been working from home, what has really accelerated is the need to work from anywhere, the need to plan on shorter timing horizons, and have office floor plans that are very, very adaptable, right? And so that's where our modular products really fit in. People right now, if you're thinking about returning to the office, you need modularity. You need ways to de-densify, but a way to do that in a way that's flexible and adaptable both during this time and after a vaccine comes available. So our modular portfolio becomes way more relevant. It's not just the phone booth, but it's purpose-built modular rooms for focus and for collaboration.
Now, the company's employees have pivoted to a virtual environment as a result of COVID-19, and in many cases have become more productive. Do you think offices are a thing of the past, or will be engaging more in a hybrid kind of environment?
I think the reality is hybrid is here to stay. There's definitely a set of people who are very hungry to go back into the office, and the distractions are at home are actually too many, right? So there's definitely a need for work environments. But at the same time, this flexibility and freedom for employees to work from anywhere is in fact very liberating for another subset of people. So we will always be hybrid. And what that means is that virtual collaboration becomes all the more important. And creating spaces that are designed for that in the office is absolutely critical. And that's something that our portfolio definitely helps address.
And what are some of the solutions Room is providing to bring workers back safely?
So when you're thinking about returning employees to the office, you're thinking about de-densification, and creating social distancing, kind of physical barriers between workers. You're also thinking a lot about ventilation, right? So our products, whether it's the phone booth or the focus room or the meeting room, they all help enforce social distancing. And our products are very, very well ventilated. The air actually exchanges at least once per minute, which is 5 times better than a standard conference room, right? So by helping to enforce social distancing and providing these well-ventilated spaces, our products do help employers kind of reconfigure their floor plans to help navigate that safe return.
Well, Brian, one of the big trends were, particularly in finance and tech companies, was this open concept office. Basically, large desks and you pick your spot, and that's where everybody sat. So how challenging will it be for facilities teams to pivot offices as employees make their way back?
Well, I think that this is the challenge, right, that facilities managers face today, which is how do they make changes that don't lock them into a certain way of working? There's one world in which you hire a general contractor and completely reconfigure your floor plan, but how long is that going to be relevant for? Or is it the next 10 years? Almost certainly not, right? So um, the way that we think about it is you really need these flexible and adaptable structures that you can put up very quickly. And that's why this whole concept of our products that ship flat and assemble on site in a couple of hours really makes sense in this period of time, because you don't want to make investments today that will be irrelevant in 12 months.
All right, Brian, thanks for joining us on Trade Talks.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
And thanks for joining me. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.